What's the name of the podcast?
Honey, I'm home.
Honey, I'm home. I like it.
There is a whole story behind it,
Yeah?
which is short and boring,
Yeah?
but there is a story why it's called like this.
Why?
So when I came to the Netherlands,
Mm-hmm.
I lived in the student hotel in Rotterdam. You know, like student hotels, like all this stuff. So they usually gave a bunch of crap, like their merchandise stuff.
Right.
So there was one poster,
It's sad.
and it said "Honey, I'm home,"
Beautiful.
and on the other side it was just like promotional activities.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I just need to decorate my room somehow.
Right, so you put that-
So I just put that
I
poster.
like it. I like that a lot.
Yeah, so that's how it worked
That's
out.
a good story. Stuff just happens, you know. Stuff
Exactly.
just happens.
All right. Hello everyone. This is the second episode of second season, and it's Honey, I'm Home podcast. It's Woas Konde as always, and today our guest is Thorwald van den Akker.
Yeah.
Great guy, co-founder
Thank
of
you.
bitbird, and just incredible artist as well in all directions of how artists can actually be.
Wow.
I would say.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thanks
I'm,
for coming finally.
Very pleased. What an introduction.
What an introduction!
What an introduction. Yeah. Holy
Yeah, actually, so what's the plan for today? I'm briefly,
Mm-hmm.
sort of, couple of questions personally to you, and then we'll
Awesome.
just jump straight into it and discuss a couple of interesting news which I've found.
Awesome. I'm very looking forward to it. I'm
Awesome.
curious. What
Cool.
you got that?
Cool. Thor.
Wait, second season.
Second
How much
season.
episodes does the first season have?
I think was 40
40?
something.
Beautiful. Whoa. That's sick.
Yeah, but it wasn't a video podcast. It was just
Right.
me recording in the room. That's it.
40. Damn.
Yeah.
And we're very nice. Very dope. Cool.
So, it's not the first time we're trying to record something.
No. It's the second.
And we got this lost interview from beginning of the May. So, I thought about, damn, I have this bunch of questions which I have asked,
Mm-hmm.
and which probably would be interesting to hear to others.
Yeah.
But let's keep it as this secret lost interview.
That's
With
interesting.
Thorwald.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
dope as
just
well.
let's keep
That's
it like
dope as
this.
well.
That's why I have only one question to you.
Yeah. Maybe one day
One day,
we'll find it again, and then.
Well, like secret tapes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, album 1.
Album 1.
Shoot
man.
it straight.
Oh man, I love it. It's been album 1. That's probably
Just a bit more context for.
sorry guys, everybody, girls.
Yeah.
So album 1 is the first album we released on bitbird. It's also the first album that San Holo, my friend Sander van Dijk, made. It is also the first project where we quite heavily steer away from electronic music and really go into post-rock vibes as well. Man, it was quite a project because we've never done anything like it before. We never released an album. We released it fully indie on bitbird, the label.
Milestone.
It's definitely a milestone. Definitely a milestone. And we learned a lot. I like that.
Oh, we did.
It was very stressful. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's been the most crazy times I guess in my life so far. Yeah.
Even more pressure than being tour manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. But mostly because we kind of knew what we were doing, but we kind of not at all knew what we were doing.
Yeah, we've never
And-
done this.
Right, and we've worked a lot of singles and EPs before, but it's so different doing maximum 5 tracks or something. So it's so much different than doing 12 tracks.
So how different is that?
Well,
What's the difference?
obviously a EP you can market way easier because it's smaller, but psychologically it's doing an album brings so much pressure with it because it's mentally such a big project, and a statement as well, like a musical statement. Everything kind of, I think this is it. Everything kind of, we've been working towards this point for the last couple of years to be able to do a project like this, and we did it, and we're still doing it because it's even though it's out, it's not done yet. But yeah, it's been a mental bump in the road that we needed to overcome, and I'm really happy, and it's going really well, and everybody killed it, and I like it. I like it a lot, man. I listened to this album so many times,
Oh yeah.
but also for my own pleasure, not because I
Not for
have
streams.
to. Yeah. Well, also okay. And not because I have to, because we've been working on it, but I really enjoyed the album. I love it. Yep.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, like, probably not even leading singles were the songs that actually impressed. Like, probably one of the few people who really liked the very first track, like
Great. to
Everything
hear.
Matters,
Yeah.
which I don't know, it's really touched something within my soul. I don't know
I
why,
liked it.
but
I like
yeah.
that. I like to hear that as well. I think that's also the aim, especially for San, but for bitbird in general. That's kind of the aim that we started the whole thing for. But especially with this album, we really strive to do that, to tell something deeper than it's just a banger, just another single.
Yeah.
That it's a banger, and yeah, that's the beauty of albums. You can tell a longer story because
Exactly.
the tracks on the album are ridiculously long.
Yeah,
We had a lot of trouble, of course, finding places to promote them because some tracks are like 6-7 minutes.
yeah, that's true. That's totally true.
Yeah.
And I've heard a couple of stories, like, for those who probably a fan of San Holo or not yet, just come on and check out the album 1. It's really good. But I also liked, unfortunately, the stream with album presentation is lost, and I
Yeah,
think
we have a part of it still online
really
before it got disconnected. Yeah.
Okay.
We do. Yeah.
okay.
I
So
think.
because I popped in at the moment when Sam was speaking about voices in my head.
Right. Right.
Yeah, like the song which I personally liked the least.
Yeah.
I actually didn't
that's
really like it at
interesting.
all.
That's interesting.
And probably was the only song which I didn't really get.
Okay.
And I also I heard from Son that he also wasn't sure about like whether to put it into the album or something.
Huh? Did he?
That's what he mentioned, at least, on the stream.
On the stream.
So I'm not sure. And so he was still doubtful about that. And yeah, well, actually it worked out because a lot of people actually were receiving the song really good,
Yeah.
saying it's one of the favorites, which is so interesting because this is like the album itself is so indie that everyone's mind about that and thought about that really changes and varies.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's so cool to see how different people feels it differently.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to. So Voices in My Head is not necessarily my favorite song on the album either. Though there's the bridge in the song, like the breakdown. I can. I'll stop singing, but that is for me one of the most beautiful parts of music I've heard in a very long time, and it's been written together with Analog Deer, but it's one of the most beautiful chord progressions almost on a classical expression. It kind of throws me back to like Debussy, like the classic composers. It's one of the most beautiful things I've heard in a long while. That's the bridge part. The rest is not necessarily my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do like the song. Like what I have with the album is, of course, there are parts that you like more than other parts, but it makes sense as a whole. This album makes a lot of sense as a whole, and I really like that about the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually like probably what I hear, especially from usually some indie rock groups which are not that poppy,
Mm-hmm.
their albums actually feels like it's like the full story. Like it's the story, so you need to listen to the full album. Even the
To even get
and
This-
also like no reshuffling. You just need to listen track by
Right.
track how it's in order
Right.
album. Otherwise, you won't get it.
right.
So yeah, that was actually also something I think like
But did you had that with this album as well?
yes.
With album 1?
Yes, like it's actually like probably because of the mood each song gives, and I think probably was a bit randomly put in a track list. I'm not sure how it was filled in, but I probably would change maybe some songs like places of them, but
The
most of
order.
them,
Oh, okay,
yeah, the
interesting.
order, but
Yeah.
most of them actually. I kind of get the feeling, and I get like the way of how it's all like the
Mhm.
progression of it. So like it starts quite smoothly with this Everything Matters,
Yeah.
and then goes to a bit of a
Yeah.
banger, Lift Me From The Ground, and something else, and it's like it makes sense when you listen to it.
Right. I think that might be the hardest part as well to figure out the and how the track should be sorted, right? I think that's a hard part. I know that it took a little while.
Mhm.
Of course, you make the tracks, you make them one by one, you know. So it's always kind of hard to actually get them in order.
Yeah.
Like stick to your story that you might have had in your mind, but not really. You know, you're creating, so you don't necessarily know where the story goes.
Mhm.
But then to give it an order must be hard. Yeah, I've not been really been with that process. I know it because of the compilations.
Mhm.
That it's one of the hardest things when we, for example, do a compilation with different with various artists
Mhm.
to get to the actual placement of the songs within the compilation. It's hard. It's hard to put them into place. It's hard to put them into place.
Yeah.
What would you have changed? Curious. Or like, what track did you think didn't fit the place it was in?
Whoa. That's a question. Like I really need to
Check
first
the
look
tracks.
check the order. like yeah. To be honest, like
Yeah.
I don't think I've listened to the album like today, so I don't really remember the track list. I really don't think that Bright There is in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that Westell Avenue also probably more of an interlude rather than just like long interlude.
Really? But not the outro? Oh, man.
Like yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
Because it ends as it starts.
really.
Yeah. It
Whoa.
ends as the same in the same tones.
Yeah, because I haven't listened like
And then you have
on repeat, so it would go from this from that.
yeah.
Wow.
So that's
interesting.
That was definitely on purpose that it ends like that. Yeah, all good though. All
Cool.
good though.
Yeah, and probably yeah.
Can change it now.
No, I mean
guess we
like
can, but
there is
we shouldn't.
it's not necessary. I mean like it's just my personal use.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, I really think like Brighter Days is something. I mean like so Everything Matters, Always on My Mind.
Of course, but you need to.
They're like on the same wave,
Yeah,
and probably Brighter Days
yeah.
is like it's a bit off. It's also
The
like
thing
feels
is-
like it's not in there.
If you stay on the same wave continuously, then you will also notice that people will
Drop off.
drop off because they need to be. Attention spans are short.
Yeah.
And I think Son did put quite some thought into how to keep attention spans to the album, even though we have really long ambient kind of tracks.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy with the balance between poppy and indie and up tempo, down tempo.
Yeah.
I really like Forever Free, man. Yeah, I really like Forever Free. The kind of techno-y kind of vibes as well.
That's what I don't like about the song.
Really?
I'm not
You
a
don't
fan
like
of
the
techno.
sh- sh-
No, I mean like the song is good. I mean like it's I don't mind listening. Like with voices in my head, I really didn't really like
Right.
even to
The
listen.
heavy future.
Yeah,
kinda
and
future
Forever
bass.
Free is like, yeah, that's something I probably can listen to, but
Yeah?
not necessarily would really enjoy.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I'm not techno at all.
Yeah.
I'm like I
Me neither, really. But it's been my jam for weeks now.
really.
Yeah.
Or maybe I should give it another try.
Yeah, well.
Like because
not
let's-
everything resonates.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, it's also like looking actually now at the track list. I see that two really long songs stay close by, like Forever Free
course,
and then
of
Surface
course.
goes
Yeah,
next.
sometimes it. Yeah.
And both of them are pretty long. And
Yeah, but I think that if you have a techno-y song that is longer than a usual single, it makes more sense because of the techno vibe in it. So it's a little bit more like the song is running. I
Yeah.
don't know, like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
run
I get
through
it,
the
I get
song while listening to it. While Surface, for example, I think can feel a lot longer because it's way less
yes,
on the up tempo kind of vibe.
it
right.
is.
Yeah.
Actually, with Surface, I had this feeling. I think probably on the 4th minute of it.
You were like, damn, this
No, I
is a
say-
long song.
No, not really. I was like, such a good song. Everything is great, and somewhere in the 4th minute, it felt like this is already the end of the song.
Mm.
And then
It's
it's like
not.
it's
Surprise.
going again, and I was
Yeah.
like a bit confused about that.
Ah.
Even I really like the song.
Yeah.
Like this 1st minutes, I enjoy every second out of them. But then I was like a bit confused, like, so it's not the end.
No,
Okay.
it's a really long song.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, I think we get it. We covered it
Yeah?
pretty
Cool.
much.
Yeah, cool.
Pretty much. So what's your favorite, or maybe you have a couple of them?
My favorite track on the album.
Yeah.
I have favorite parts. I guess I'm really bad at picking favorite tracks. I just said I really like Forever Free. I also really like the middle parts. There are a lot of breakdowns in this album. A lot of bridge parts that are really classically inspired. I really love those. It's always really hard for me to pick a favorite of something because there's beauty in all of the tracks, and some like the voices in my head, right? The drop is definitely not my favorite drops on the album, but the middle part is
Yeah.
I love it. So, man, I find it a really hard question to answer.
Okay. I mean,
It's,
like you don't need to
Yeah,
if you can't.
worthy. No kidding.
Come on.
No, I love it. I love the overall project. I love it. I don't know. I can't answer. I don't know what my actual favorite is.
Is there any?
I know because it will also change. Like today I
time.
will say this, but
Yeah.
tomorrow it's something else.
Yeah. Actually, I think I posted about the album when it was out,
Mm-hmm.
and a friend of mine like asked me, "Oh, what is that?" I was like, "Oh,
Right.
it's our like main milestone. Go and listen to it." And I was like,
He was like,
after a couple of
"Man."
songs, she was like, "No," it was like, "Oh, I'm feeling so sad now."
Oh yeah.
After listening
Hits
to
you
it,
in the
and I'm
feels.
like, it's really like I was listening to the full album I think 3 or 4 times, and it's really like you've been into some kind of a mood after listening to
Yeah.
the songs, and you're feeling kind of a not a depression, but not depression, but how you call it, like melancholy.
Yeah, melancholies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Melancholy.
So it's really left this feel after you stop listening to the album,
Yeah.
even though it's not necessarily something bad.
No.
But like, yeah, it's actually
hits
good.
you
That's actually
somewhere.
hit you with something. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
It's funny because melancholic, that's actually the word we use to describe. Either melancholic or nostalgic.
yeah,
That's what we usually use to describe
really.
the sounds we're aiming for.
Well, but it
And
was
some
released.
uses, yeah. So he did a great job in hitting the feels, for sure. He's a master in that. Yeah.
Okay. Today I just thought about, like we are moving to the news, and before we move into, like, news which I want to actually speak about,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to bring some kind of a challenge for you.
Cool.
So I was looking for news to cover, and I also decided to go on Onion, if you know this website.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the fake news stories.
Yeah, fake news stories. So I used basically 2 sources. I used The Verge,
Cool.
and I used Onion.
Yeah.
And now I want to read titles.
Okay, and I have
And
to
you
guess
always
the
have to
real
guess.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because the Onion nowadays, it's hard to separate real from fake, man.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
Let's start with something easy. Kanye West announces his new name is Tim.
Is?
Is Tim.
No, it's Ye. That's what he announced.
Okay.
Can't fool me with Kanye. Though he fooled us. Where's Yandi? Where's the album?
Wow.
Man.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Onion. Apple iOS 12.1 will bring crucial new emojis for bagels, llamas, and red hats.
You see, this is where this must be true. This is the first.
It is.
Is it?
It is. It is the word.
Yeah, red hat. When you said red hats,
Yeah.
I was like, it must be true.
Okay.
Because people
Yeah, if there would
need
be
to
bananas.
feel inclusive
Yeah.
in their emojis. I don't know. Like,
Oh yeah. Okay. Federals ask people to stop climbing out of cars and dancing to Drake.
the Kiki sound. But is it real? Is it actually problematic? I guess so. That's the Verge.
Yes.
Yeah?
That's the verse.
Damn,
Yeah,
bro, people
wow.
are crazy, man.
3 out of 3. Damn. Okay.
Oh, nice. Oh, shit.
Okay. Trump administration
There's more.
sues Cali over tough net neutrality law.
I do know that California just introduced their own view on net neutrality, so
Yeah.
I think this is the Verge.
Yes.
Yeah?
Damn.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Okay. Coca-Cola may move into marijuana products. They want to create new Diet Coke with marijuana in it.
This is the Onion because Coca-Cola will not make decisions on what states regulate, but only on national. That's what I think. It's the Onion.
Yeah, that's the onion. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Okay. Like it's so hard to find something believable on Onion because their titles
Their titles are too crazy as well.
sometimes. Yeah.
But they have to. They have to because
course.
otherwise people will 100%. People just read titles.
Yeah. Okay, we have 3 more. MoviePass attempts to increase profitability by no longer mailing out free 500 months to subscribers.
Whoa, free 500 months?
500 a month. So like with all these discounts, special offers, so they were not really making money. So basically they're sending free money to people.
This is the Verge.
That's Onion.
Oh. I thought there must be this company. I just thought.
But this company is so damn, I don't know, such a bad business to have. Then they
Right.
that's such a loss. Such a loss for
Ridiculous.
yeah. Okay. 2 more. Akken wants to found a real life Wakanda based around his cryptocurrency, A-coin.
So listen. I love Akken,
Yes.
and I think this is true.
It is true.
Because this man, and nobody, I don't know why nobody knows, this man just gave electricity to millions of people in Africa. Akken has been doing what all charity projects has been failing at. And Akken made a couple hits, collected his money, went to Africa and decided to fix it. And he's been absolutely killing it, doing an amazing job. That's what I have to say about Akken. I've been watching a lot of talks with Akken. Yeah, it's really interesting. I did not know he was going to start a cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I think it was.
But I do think that
way
cryptocurrency, especially in Africa, it's the way to go.
Yeah.
That's where it will boom. Not in the West. Cryptocurrency and blockchain, etc., will be especially good for Africa. And yeah, I fully support Akken. Akken for president. For sure.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. For which country?
Of every country.
Okay. Akken for.
But you don't have to understand. I really look up to Akken.
Yeah.
What he's been doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, cool.
Yeah.
I think he actually announced his new cryptocurrency back in May or something, like earlier this year.
Okay, Acoin. I'm not sure if that's gonna be a success. Acoin. Sounds a little too much named after himself. I don't know why. It's a funny pun, but
I mean, that's his coin.
yeah. I
Yeah.
love the electricity stuff he's been doing though. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I haven't heard of it, but I think it's
Really good. You should
really
check it
good.
out.
It's really good, indeed. And the last one.
Cool.
New Beatles box set features 172 unreleased songs
Nah.
about wanting to hold hands.
About wanting to hold hands? Nah, definitely not.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Well, yes, no, it's.
I was
it's
doubting
Onion.
it includes so much new songs.
Yeah,
Because I thought, whoa, maybe they opened up like, nah.
archives or something.
Onion.
Yeah, yeah.
So I ate the onion one time. Did I?
Yeah, only once.
Okay,
Yes.
beautiful.
Okay, 7 out of 8. Nice. Like that was so hard to find something believable.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah,
I bet.
so it was one of part of podcast, I guess. Okay, whatever. Let's jump into it. So I have 6 news. 6? No, it's 7. Whatever. 7 news to discuss.
Yeah.
And let's probably start with music stuff.
I like music.
Spotify.
Okay.
So Spotify launches Global Cultures Initiative
Okay,
to
what?
boost regional artists from all around the world.
Interesting.
So basically what I want to do is help with playlisting like artists mainly from regions which were like with developing countries. So like Middle East, like it's not really developing countries, but okay, so which are less popular. So let's say Middle East, some of the Asia, Africa, Latin America. So there will be like promotional playlists to uncover best local pop artists, so to say.
Okay, interesting. So they're turning more into label stuff.
Label stuff? How do you mean?
As usually your label works on that, right?
Of course, yeah. But
I like it. Like I like how a platform like Spotify can really give exposure to local artists.
But do you think it's a like? Is it gonna be success, or is it gonna be something which people would like open once, looking, oh, there's a new playlist here?
No, I think this will. I think I'll. If I look at what I like, I really like local. I really love that local stuff, man. So I think it will be a success. I think people will always want to see what happens in their own country, especially when it's cool. Because for some weird reason, usually what happens in your own country, and you listen or look at it, it feels kind of dumb or something. And I cannot really explain you why, but if I hear something in Dutch, automatically I have to listen to it a couple times because I will disregard it sooner. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know why.
That's weird.
Yeah, and that might be just me because I'm not sure. Though the Netherlands has a lot of good stuff, but when I hear something in Dutch, I usually automatically stereotype it into something really too Dutch.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have to, except with Dutch hip hop, I love that.
I just wanted to mention, are you speaking about Dutch hip hop? Like the thing which I like, I wouldn't say I disrespect it or something, but it sounds same. I don't know. It's,
Yeah, I get what you say.
yeah. Like,
There's a lot of course, as soon as something works, everybody hops on that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
I think, of course, Dutch hip hop's very influenced by US hip hop, but there are some good artists that bring something new to the table. But the local thing, like would I see the other local things as well? Can I access that? Because I would rather look at what is popping in, I don't know, South America or something.
So the idea
know?
that basically this new playlist would bring, like just new artists which
Yeah.
are already popping there.
Yeah, exactly.
So they
To the
will be
masses.
here to the masses.
Yeah,
They will be
I like
heard.
that. I
But
like that.
What I can see from the news,
Mm.
the first song on the playlist is Taki Taki,
Taki
with
Taki.
featuring Selena Gomez, Cardi B,
Yeah, that's where.
and DJ Snake.
Okay, listen. That's where it goes wrong immediately. That's not local
Yeah.
artistry.
And Ozuna, I don't know, maybe Ozuna is some Asian artist or Latin
Yeah.
American or whatever artist she is.
I get what you said. Like, they have to get some attention, of course, but
Yeah.
for me, that kind of misses the point of giving exposure to popping artists locally.
Yeah.
Damn, because that's immediately giving more exposure to already the biggest artists out there.
Exactly. So they will bring to other regions, they will also be popping there as well. So it's
Yeah.
kind of bigger, make even bigger.
Right. Okay, that's okay.
But well, I'm not sure whether it's out already or not because I've seen this news only today. Well, actually, let's check. Global X. Yeah, it's out. 150 followers.
Global X. Okay, so
Yeah, see, David get
That's-
Marshmallow.
what?
Yeah, DJ Snake first. David get the second. Zack Knight. I don't know.
Okay, but this is indeed
Marshmallow.
he had a track with some I don't know, Eastern dude.
Yeah, some Arabic guy.
Yeah.
Amr Diab.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. What? There is a Russian song.
Dope.
LJ and Fiduk. Damn, That's
But then
actually
what's
interesting.
yeah? Okay, so okay,
But that's really old song.
but
which,
okay,
yeah. So this is also weird how this playlist is actually made.
right. I think it's because it might be the first batch that they include like huge names, and it seems like they specifically picked collaborations with big artists.
Yeah, like yeah.
I hope that they will
Started being-
just go to the best music locally and add that to a list. I would definitely listen to that. I get why they do this though, and there's not. I do support because sometimes it's especially for non-Western artists, it's hard to break into the Western world.
Yeah.
Obviously, when something is not in English, you're already kind of lost.
Yeah.
Though I think that that's kind of foolish because music,
Doesn't have a language.
right, it is the language.
It is the language.
So I would love to hear some. I would love to hear more foreign music. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think this list will be a success.
Okay, we'll see. Well, that's actually interesting. Like first when I saw this, I thought like, damn, maybe that's something we can actually exploit. But it mostly for the countries which are
Yeah.
not that old.
Yeah.
So sort of like, well, not for our Tosca Black or whatever.
Right. Right.
Okay.
I love listening to foreign music though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which, or it doesn't really matter. You just randomly turn on something.
Randomly, I couldn't even tell you a lot of the names because I don't know. Like there's this Indian track. I know exactly how it goes. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Whoa.
I have no idea what it's called. I cannot sing the lyrics.
Yeah.
Just the melodies. Yeah.
I just
Ooh.
thought about something. I mean,
Yeah.
like, there was let's say track like, so there is two pretty old artists like Russian artists.
Mm-hmm.
So just in order to still stay relevant and
Right.
still trying to find some new audience on internet, they made a music video which is ridiculous and weird.
Yeah.
Like at least for them, because their style of singing is still this is the music is still only like 60 plus people would listen to. So like I just want to at least
Is it like
Really?
Russian folk music?
no, it's not it's like just old pop which is not that
What?
good of a quality.
Yeah.
Something okay.
I
let's
love it already.
Well, I just want to show you a bit. So they just made this cringy music video.
It's called Ibiza, the track.
Yeah, it's called Ibiza. And
The track is called Ibiza. Okay.
yeah,
Oh, there it is, Ibiza. Nice. It's good already, though. The music video is good already.
yeah. Well, that's good.
Is that them? Fast Fox?
No, that's like so
Ah,
they
okay.
present. There's creators. But this music, I suppose, is some free stock music just for the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
This right there.
Hell yes.
So just let's.
I like this. I like this kind of stuff, man. Because it's clearly so ironic.
Well, the clip, yeah. Like, the clip is great, I love it. But the music... I mean, like... It's like...
I wouldn't necessarily listen to that, no. But
Never. I would never listen to that anymore. Like if it wasn't the clip.
So were they before? Do you know if they were like big shots? Were they stars back in the day, or?
Yeah, they're still considered to be stars.
Damn.
At least they consider themselves to be stars.
I understand what you mean, because it's like a folk singer in the Netherlands, or at least like a Dutch singer in the Netherlands would make a ironic clip, but does have his usual music.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's like their only point was to stay relevant. They didn't want to change their music,
No,
but
they
they
just made a
decided.
crazy music video.
Exactly,
Yeah,
so it
that's
will
weird,
just go
that's
viral.
Yeah, that's weird.
Which is like just not the right approach to I suppose. Like it's like you kind of degrading, you just there on this level, and you want to bring new audience, which you couldn't bring them because people would just laugh at you looking at the music video and that's it.
Yeah, I think it is easy to say now. Don't know how it is when you're fading as a star.
Yeah.
It must be one of the toughest things there is in life. But I would say then, indeed, stay true to what you've been doing and not try to kind of trick people that you're funny. When it's hard. It's hard. If your intention is to be ironic, then go for it. But if your attention is to purely get views, then it's weird to be ironic, because that will just clash. I don't know. It's just.
I mean, like it's the feel. Like people who would watch this video are not the people who would go to their concert.
Right. Exactly. So it's kind of like fake.
Yeah.
Well, not fake, but it's false plays. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Okay.
I feel you.
Speaking about fading stars,
Ooh.
let's speak about space.
Hell yeah. I love space.
Such a transition. Okay, so
that was really good.
So I don't know whether you heard or not.
I don't know.
Scientists, astronomers find 9th planet if we count Pluto.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a 9th planet in solar system.
Okay, cool.
Outside of which is further from Pluto, further away, but it's still a part of a solar system.
Really?
Yeah.
It has a really big orbit, or that they
it
never
has
discovered.
has a really big orbit, and it's even smaller than Pluto. So it probably couldn't really be considered as planet, but scientists say this planet.
Is Pluto a planet again?
No, I don't
Is
think
it still not a planet?
It's not a planet. No, it's not. I think it once was a planet, and after they decided not to call it a planet, it's not a planet anymore.
Oh, I thought, and then they decided to again call it a planet. Call it a planet again.
Not sure about that.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Shit, man.
Well,
but the crazy thing is, right, to me then, that even in our own solar system, they now find a new planet.
Yeah.
That's.
But.
Like, where have you been looking?
But, the funny part of it, so I read this really long article on Verge about how they found this new planet, and I was like, wow, new planet, so damn cool.
Yeah,
in solar system, we haven't thought about that. And they're like, well, there is about 14 evidences that there is maybe a planet.
Ooh.
But it's not enough. So we kind of saying that there is a planet, but it's not really.
But they're not sure. So it's whoa, how does that go then? Like, how does that work, something like that? Do they not know where it's orbiting, so they cannot look at it? Is it that thus far away that it's almost like looking at it like another solar system? Whoa.
So what I get is really it's so far away, so they use the strongest telescope we have, somewhere in Japan.
Okay.
So they tried using it, and they kind of found evidence that there is a planet, but they mainly just had a lot of assumptions again and again and again.
Yeah.
So there is some space body moving on the orbit.
Yeah, right.
And it maybe that's why they call it a planet, because there is a certain orbit for this.
There's a big conspiracy theory for a long time
about.
that there is an extra planet
Yeah.
in the solar system
Well, maybe
called Ubuntu, or what is it called? I think it's called Ubuntu or something.
really.
Yeah, and this is just a huge, like usually people that are a little crazy believe in that.
Oh, probably you
That
have
are
it Ubuntu.
bit too much into chemtrails and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
But and that the rumors have been there for a long time, and so it's funny that they now kind of maybe discovered one because you know
Yeah.
I love also the old school knowledge. Like I've seen all the ancient aliens and stuff like that, right? Do you know it? Ancient aliens?
Ancient aliens?
Wait, you don't know ancient aliens?
Personally, not.
It's
Never
this
met one.
it's this series about how old civilizations got help from aliens, like the Egyptians and the Mesopotamians.
Well,
stuff like
I've
that.
heard that there is a conspiracy theory about that, but I haven't really watched the series.
Yeah, it's
well,
really good. It's really long.
But
It's a lot of
does
parts
it
they
make
all take.
sense?
No, man. Like, at some point, some things make sense, but they're
Okay.
man. Of course, it doesn't. It makes a lot of nonsense as well.
I bet.
Like the it's a bit far fetched, but it is very interesting to watch because it gives you quite a different perspective on the technologies that were available back in the days. Um,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
all just a hunch.
It's
you know?
usually the main argument about that, but
Yeah.
also I think most of the times it was disproven that like it's not that hard to make.
Right,
Still,
right.
and here is how they can actually do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But there are also a lot of things we still unaware of
of course. I mean,
that they
like,
show, and then but the thing is how they prove it, or how they not prove it. Let's say that
Yeah.
how the way how they not prove it is, as soon as something is unexplainable, they just say, "It's aliens."
wow, that's a
It
nice
must be.
explanation.
It must be aliens.
Well, that's
But you
nice.
should check it because it's really interesting,
Just-
especially if you're interested in old civilizations.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, it's a good it's
Ancient aliens.
good stuff to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Cool.
take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
As they say it.
I get it.
So-
I get it. Okay, let's move further away from outer space,
Yeah,
somewhere closer to Earth.
man, I love space. Though. I can talk about this for days.
Okay, yeah. I remember your joke about being in space.
I've been I would love to go to space. Let's say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
love to,
I'd love to go to Mars and stuff.
but
It's just hard to get back. I heard.
well, yeah, what they say.
It's also hard to get
I
there.
haven't met anyone who's going back from Mars, so maybe it's so
not
cool there.
yet, not yet.
Maybe it's so cool there, you know.
Yeah.
People don't want to go back. Yeah. So another, I think, exciting stuff
Yeah.
happening. So Netflix saying that I actually want to make interactive
Yeah.
season for or at least episode for
I-
Black Mirror.
I read this headline.
Wow.
I didn't read the article. I read the headline.
Yeah, but well, actual article is pretty much the headline.
So is that all they say? They want to make
So like of course they would say that the director of Black Mirror just wants to make, so there would be like a storyline that you can actually kind of choose how
Yeah.
the story would go, and that's it.
But how does it work? Like, what is the interactive part? Do I have to, like, use my remote to click on an option?
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
how it will be,
So it will pause,
kind of
like the episode will pause,
Make a
and
decision.
you would be like, so what are you going to do now?
yeah, something like this.
Like the old school computer games.
Yeah,
Back in the
like
day
this
where
quest.
the only thing you could do was make a choice.
Yeah,
Okay, it's interesting. I just don't.
that's at least that's something new for television at least.
That's true. That's true.
Not necessarily for the internet, because I think like
right.
on YouTube
I've
there's
played
been
a lot of
of
games
those.
like that.
like
and I like
games.
those games, so maybe it's very interesting.
But like, yeah, when playing games, yes, but also on YouTube they made kind of also interactive TV series.
Yeah.
So when
I've
you kind
done
of
that one time,
click
it's
on this,
shit.
yeah,
It's total shit. And
yeah,
it will reload a new page
exactly.
or skip to a certain part in the video.
So yeah, that's why I'm a bit of still confused about how
Yeah.
the network is going to realize that. And
If it's like
experience why.
immediately, if it's an immediate play, a continuation of playing, then I guess it would be cool. But
Yeah.
the thing is, right? If I play a game, because there's some of those games where you, what's it called? Like, is it The Last of Us? No, it's not The Last of Us. There are some cool storytelling games that
like
I've
Walking
played.
Dead,
Yeah, like in
Wolf
that
Among
kind
Us
of,
or something like
yeah,
this.
it was like with a group of friends in a hut on a snowy mountain. I don't remember what it's called. And I think you play this girl and or different people actually. And you constantly make sure you walk through the spaces and you make choices, right? And it's super cool. But the thing is,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
when I watch TV or Netflix, I really like to be passive.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, that's another kind of enjoying entertaining yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think if you want to make it more interactive, you will just go play a game.
Right.
But maybe it's something like maybe Telltale Games are closed now, so
True.
no one more to
True.
make this interactive
They're
games.
done, yeah. So Netflix doing it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'd like to see. I do have to say, if somebody does it, I'm happy it's Netflix, and I'm happy it's Black Mirror.
That's true.
That's what
That's
I have
true.
to say about it. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's-
Love both
yeah.
of them.
Yeah, that's gives some hope. That's
Yeah,
won't
that it's
be
gonna
messed
be
up.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even though there is this Netflix adaptation meme, but we hope it's all be good. Well, actually, I think it's been already a while
What?
since Apple actually bought out the Shazam.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not pretty sure whether it's something we. Do you think it's gonna change the game? Because I know that
What, this?
no. Apple buying out the Shazam.
They already did, right?
Yeah, they did it. So like, Music Business Worldwide made like a list that's 5 ways it's gonna change the music
How?
streaming forever.
Right. The absolute bullshit, of course.
Well, they're just looking for the clickbait.
But yeah, exactly. So, as far as I know, like Siri has been working for a long time now with Shazam. So if you say what track is this, it will say what track it is if
Yeah.
you're in your surrounding. So they completely bought it then, or. Well, I hope. Let me say this. I love Apple. As far as you can love it. I've been on Apple Music, and I hope they use it very well and improve it, because if I even one letter mistype a name in their search engine,
Mhm.
it will not show the artist.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they should start.
Well, that's
I think
true.
that's where they should start, because in Spotify I can just do like I type one letter, or I totally mistype the entire artist name, and it will still show me
Yeah.
the artist, because it comes close to what
Yeah,
the real
yeah,
name
yeah.
is, right?
Yes.
So I think they what do they say as an example that it will change the music industry? Can you
Yeah. So that actually nothing connected to music industry.
Right.
So like with getting Shazams, they get in their engineers and R&D department.
Yeah, okay.
They get in their technology. They get in something else, which doesn't really make sense. Maybe like using Shazam, Apple may improve Apple Music.
Right,
So
exactly.
probably that's what they say.
Yeah. Or there are some other services as well.
Yeah.
But you cannot take seriously a report that says Apple bought Shazam so they will drastically improve their company, because they already have the brightest I don't know. They already have the brightest engineers, right?
Yeah.
So, well, I hope they improve Apple Music. I
That's-
love to see Apple Music thrive. It's good to have multiple players, in
Yeah.
the field.
Well,
Interesting.
yeah. It is. It is. Well,
What do you use? Spotify, Apple Music?
Yeah, I use
SoundCloud?
Spotify. I
Pirate
use
Bay?
Spotify. What? Pirate Bay?
Pirate
Pirate Bay. I used
Rest
to
in
use
peace.
analog for Pirate Bay. VK.
VK? Obviously. Obviously VK. Man, that's where it's at, huh?
Yeah.
I swear.
But actually, since like 2016,
They made a deal, huh?
yeah, and now it's impossible to listen to anything there.
Is it?
Yeah.
They did it? I heard something like that.
Yeah,
I heard
I mean,
they made a big deal with the labels.
yeah, a lot of majors just took out their tracks.
Yeah.
And like it's really would be lucky for you if you can actually find something.
Damn. A shame. A shame.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Actually, once it was introduced first, people started to rename titles.
Smart.
So like there was Lana Del Rey, let's say
Mhm.
song like as an artist, and then it was just typed in Russian like in Cyrillic,
Yep.
but not Lana Del Rey, but Vanna без дверей, which means like bathroom without a door, if you literally translate it. But because it sounds like Lana Del
everybody
Rey,
knew. Oh, this.
everybody
is
like,
Lana
okay,
Del Rey.
cool. Yeah, so like
So all they had was text, something that
So,
recognized text
first
instead of
first it
audio.
was text, yes.
Amazing.
At first it was like this, but probably then majors were like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's
come
not what
on,
we
guys.
paid you for, guys. Please do something. So
My,
yeah,
my mind was blown when I found out that I could watch entire movies on VK.
yes, any movie,
Yeah.
any kind of
That
movie.
was really funny.
Yeah. I mean, like VK was. I've never used Facebook until I actually came here because
Really? Of course.
because Facebook is such a lame platform.
It is.
It's like design is bad.
Yeah.
User experience is so bad.
Sucks.
Everything is so bad.
Yeah.
Like, but only because other people using it, I also need to
That's
use
the
it.
power of it.
Yes.
Because everybody was on there, but now it's kind of changing, right? At least I feel like it's. I haven't had the Facebook app on my phone for a year now, I think.
Really.
Yeah, I don't. I rarely go on Facebook. If I go on Facebook twice a week, I think something like that, and then it's probably for bitbird.
Yeah.
To check out some stuff, and then when I'm on there, I will check out some of my own stuff, my notifications, friend
Yeah.
requests.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really dislike Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I'm not gonna be political about it. It's just everything about it
Oh.
sucks.
oh yeah. To be honest, like probably, app version is better than desktop. Like desktop version
Oh,
is such a
probably.
mess.
Probably, but still,
Yeah. It's still not something that you would used to.
It's
would
like,
use
I really
regularly.
feel like it's. I like Instagram. Like they did a great job buying the
Buying Instagram.
buying Instagram, and
Yeah.
they didn't totally ruin it. I really like Instagram still. I spend a lot of time, too much time maybe sometimes on Instagram. It's probably because I'm way more image driven.
Yeah.
But
I think it's for
yeah.
everyone. I mean, it's much more pleasant to scroll the
pleasant
feed with all
experience.
the.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't
photos and
poison
stuff.
your. I feel like Facebook poisons my brain with all the disinfo and
Yeah.
just too much going on, and they want to keep your attention I don't know, so desperately that I just feel kind of repulsed by
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
So that's my
Wow.
going all in on Facebook.
Yeah. Truth. Yeah, okay. Probably is the last I want to cover today. Basically, Spotify. Too
Yeah,
much music.
I
too much
like
music.
Spotify.
So, what Spotify did, they opened the gates for artists to upload their music directly. So like now it's possible to upload music directly.
Shit.
Like,
No way.
yeah,
Did they?
yes.
That's great.
But I think like it was also a bit of I was a bit confused because it doesn't really mean that it can be something like user generated music, like basically like
They have
on
to.
YouTube.
Yeah. No.
But
they
it's
have to.
gonna be so maybe labels can upload music directly. I'm not sure. Like
I think it's something like that because
yeah,
they will be in a lot of trouble if all the illegal samples crawl
Oh,
onto
yeah.
the. That's the biggest problem, right? So back in the day, SoundCloud was amazing. You could upload whatever. Amazing, no strikes. Use all the samples you wanted. Like heavenly,
Yeah.
but but now you have to clear those as well, which makes
Yeah.
sense. You know, it limits your freedom of creation, of course. But yeah, definitely a platform like Spotify should. They just have to be on that legal stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what they will do in that case, if it's if it's straight from the artist or from label if they have to they might approve artists first, you know, have an agreement in place with them before they are allowed to ingest into Spotify directly.
Yeah, so like the idea that they actually have direct deals with artists and not with
Right.
labels.
Probably for the same as the playlist we just saw, the Global X.
Yeah.
It will probably be Drake, Major
Yes.
Lazer, and I don't know, Samveld. Well, I don't know, all the poppy, the big guys.
Yeah, I mean
But it makes sense, right? Because
it makes sense because they're poppy and big.
yeah, and they have a lot of. We've seen before that big artists pull their catalogs from the. Didn't Taylor Swift pull her entire catalog of Spotify? Because she said she didn't earn enough money on it.
Really?
Yeah, and she pulled their entire catalog.
I'll just check it out.
She might be on here now, but I'm 100% sure that happened.
Interesting. Like I actually haven't heard.
Is it
No,
back?
like she's here.
Is it the full thing? Probably.
It's like new release, 8th of June. Quite new.
I swear, Taylor Swift did that. So she probably has a direct deal with Spotify.
Actually, that would make sense. That maybe that's why they decided to go the same way.
But indeed, but at her level, she's so big. Of course, she has a deal.
Of course, yeah.
like right, like
Yeah.
of course she has a deal.
Yeah.
So that's. But usually it get dealt out by the labels. Yeah.
I also
I
like.
heard she's no longer on any label. I think she's indie.
Well, then maybe
I'm not sure about that, but that's interesting, huh?
But was she on a major or?
I bet she
Yeah.
was. I'm not up to date where she was, but 100%, she was backed by majors. The new indie wave. A lot of people buy back their rights nowadays.
Actually, yeah, that's true. A lot of people go indie
Yeah.
because it's much easier now.
Yeah, especially with this
Yeah,
kind
and
of
also with
news
having those direct
popping out
deals
as well.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. No more majors.
No, maybe. I'm
Well,
not sure.
Yeah, I mean, like if bigger artists can just get this money directly without any commissions.
Way different deals. They will make way different deals.
Yeah.
You know, majors more a bank for artists, like a financier.
Yeah.
Instead of actually, yeah, they're more a bank than a label. The majors.
Yeah, I mean, like we got some experience.
Yeah.
When just like, okay, here's money, guys, do
Yeah.
something.
But of course, obviously, they also have a huge connection with the radios. You
That's
know, all
true.
the it's yeah, they're great for the institutionalized platforms. That's
Yeah.
what they're great at. You know, like nothing beats a major. But
That's true.
the indie way is very exciting for me.
Yeah, it's popping. Like I think it's like it's constantly growing the
Yeah, for sure.
buy for
Yeah,
indie labels.
yeah.
Which is great.
And a lot of them get bought, of course, by majors.
Yeah.
That also happens. Yeah. They
Wow.
get scooped up.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that's how business goes.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Shake it off.
And the last thing. As always, I ask guests to ask me a question.
Man. Why the Netherlands?
Why the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Why
lot.
not? Why not Germany? Why not Belgium? Why not?
Initially, it should have been Austria.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me more. Now we're talking. Austria
Yeah, I think
seems like a stable country.
it
Yeah.
is. It is. And I
Sounds-
actually I wanted to go to Austria when I first was there. I was at last year at school.
Yeah.
We went there with my parents, and we like the Vienna and all this stuff.
Yeah. It's really-
And like we also been to smaller towns, and it was pretty chill. It's cleaner than in Germany.
Yeah.
Like Germany, oh, damn, such a dirty country. Damn.
There's graffiti everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
It's insane. And I have my backgrounds in graffiti. That's how I started everything.
Mhm.
But I walk around there. I'm like, whoa, you guys seem to have a problem. Seem to have a little problem over here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Holy Okay. So
So-
that was like your.
So that was like, damn, I probably want to move to this country.
Yeah.
Looks good. And then I started to learn German,
Yeah.
and I've been learning German for like 5 years.
Nice.
So, but I messed up at the very last year of my bachelor when I needed to send
Oh.
over all the documents.
Oh, what happened?
I
Can you tell here on the podcast?
Sure. It's it's not a secret. I just forgot that the deadline to send documents was, I think it was 3rd of March.
Yeah.
I thought it was 5th of March.
Oh no.
So I started like, oh, I have 2 days more. And then I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that's a pity. So like basically I sent everything. I was delaying with all the, how you call them, motivation letters.
Right. Right.
Because usually like you fill in everything and then they ask you, please write motivation
Well, yeah,
letter.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
answering these questions and you're like, I'll do it sometime
Yeah.
after. And I was like, I missed the deadline for Princeton, for Vienna University, and for something else. I made so like actually Erasmus University in Rotterdam was one of the first which I was motivated enough to write motivation letter. I would say
It's you have to definitely
it's such a struggle. I mean,
have
like,
some motivation to write a motivation letter.
why you want to study here?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I,
wa-
need
I
to
want-
study somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's cool
It's
to study
fun,
here.
you know.
Yeah, it's like it's so
Princeton.
much hypocrisy in this.
Yeah. It's sales.
It's sales,
It's
but it's
like going on a job interview. You
Right.
just have to do a little sales pitch for yourself,
exactly. But it's
and it's usually all bullshit.
yes.
Right.
It feels like bullshit when you
Yeah,
read it,
I
and
feel
usually you need to use the same phrases all the time, over
Yeah,
again. It's
yeah.
like, guys, why are we doing this?
And you know that everybody writes down the same kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Like, oh, really? I love blah blah blah. You
So-
know, like you don't what? You just
Yeah.
you need a school.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
yeah,
It's so weird.
I'm not. Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
You must have people that really want to go to like a Princeton, for example.
Yeah.
Because that definitely sounds like, whoa, went to Princeton.
Yeah, I
That would
mean,
be sick.
yes,
Went
exactly.
to Harvard.
That's like I think that's what bigger schools like your motivation to be in
It's a
really
brand.
huge school.
Yeah.
It's about the brand
Yeah.
mostly. Like
you have a sick brand.
Yeah. I own your hoodie.
Yeah, exactly. The Harvard hoodie.
Yes,
Cool.
but it's not the end of the story. So I was accepted to Warwick in England,
Okay.
and I was accepted to Erasmus.
Yeah.
So I wasn't accepted to the program I applied. It was
Uh.
Finance Investments Advanced.
Okay.
It was only 20 spots there,
Mm.
and usually there were people with already work experience.
Right,
I didn't have
right.
any,
Yeah.
and so they just told me, okay, we'll send you the unconditional offer for just regular program
Right.
for the same. I was like, okay, cool. And it was March,
Yeah.
and then it was June, and some random guy, like I already forgot about Erasmus because I haven't received anything.
Really?
I thought so. But there was a guy at the beginning of June.
Oh,
I had
fuck.
my like government exams
Mm.
to finish my bachelor, and some random Indian guy hit me up on an email and saying like, "Hey, I saw you're gonna study in Erasmus this year." I was like, "Huh? What?"
Whoa.
I was like, "What the hell?" And then I checked my spam box, and there was this
They send the
invitation.
email.
letter.
They send the email. That's terrible.
And I was like,
What?
Oh, and then I checked the dates and I missed all the deadlines.
Oh no, man.
And I was like, writing saying like, "Oh, I have everything ready. Hey, please,
I didn't.
can I go there?"
Oh man. And then what did they? So they said yes.
Yeah, they say
Eventually.
like if like yes, please, can you say the docs for visa today? And I was like, yes,
Oh,
here you go.
man.
Here I have
Oh
everything.
my god.
And like, I already chose even the room in Bristol, so that was this English university where was close to Bristol.
So then, why did you choose Erasmus over the England one?
That's another. I don't know. I thought it was a sign from the face
Ah, cool. I like.
because
Yeah.
in England I was accepted for master in marketing,
Yeah, but you
and here I was accepted in master in finance
finance.
because I love both.
Yeah,
So it was hard to choose for me.
yeah.
But because of this
It's
story,
divine intervention.
yeah, I
of
mean
the
like
Indian god of the Indian god.
Indian god, like Shiva himself wrote me about it, and I was like, that's probably a sign. I probably should go there. And I'm like, okay,
That's sick.
and that's how I end up here.
That's sick.
Yeah, and it's actually turned out to be a pretty chill country.
That's great. You should always follow those signs. If you feel like it's a sign, follow the signs.
That's how I roll.
swear. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like,
life will find a way for you, you know. Like, yeah, I like that a lot. I didn't expect this answer from this question.
yeah, I mean,
This is crazy. That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
That's not what you expect a story like it. It's probably you
Yeah.
probably expected something like, oh, Netherlands is good.
Right, that's what I thought. Oh, Netherlands is a cool country, you know, like they're very free, blah blah blah. Yeah,
Sorry, no.
it's like any other
It wasn't
country surrounding us. But
exactly. It wasn't because of it,
right,
and not
So
Germany.
That's cool.
And not Germany because I was looking at master degrees and I didn't really find anything I was interested in Germany.
Ah,
Even though I thought that Germany can be an option if I would get it for free.
yeah,
Because when you know German, you can study for free.
yeah.
And I received results of my exam already when I was on my second week studying here.
Right.
So I couldn't really get to university in Germany because I didn't have any proof that I know German. So
Yeah,
so that also wasn't an option.
yeah.
So
They're way more strict on that,
yeah,
on the German part, right? Yeah.
but I'm real glad I'm here.
Yeah, me too. Cool.
Cool.
Cool.